Hello everyone, PallyTime here, and welcome back to Orcs Must Die 3. Hope you guys are doing well today. We have officially completed the first campaign that this game has to offer. The Old Friends is done. Every single level beat with the perfect 5-skull rating on the hardest difficulty that the game has to offer. However, our challenge does not end here, for there is another campaign that was added later. This one only consisting of 5 levels, but holy moly, these 5 levels are pretty difficult. Today we're taking a look at the Abandoned Passage, which is the first of the 5, and the part time on this level is super duper strict. A lot of what I was doing was just figuring out how to kill orcs faster to complete the timer. It's only 6 minutes, I think, if memory serves. If you're enjoying this series, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. It only takes you a second and helps us out a ton. Also, remember, November 6th is going to be our 24-hour charity live stream to help sick kids at the Arnold Palmer Hospital in Orlando, Florida, hoping to raise about $37,000 this year to help them out. And I would love it if you could stop by on November 6th. Now let's get into the level. So let's take a look at the map. Pretty straightforward. One entrance for ground combatants. Pally, you've never told us that the enemies are on the ground before. Why do you feel the need to specify that? Well, in Orcs Must Die, historically, flyers have been a big challenge that we've had to overcome. However, in Orcs Must Die 3, at least in the normal campaign, those flyers are non-existent. This is the first level where aerial combatants are going to start to be a problem. Luckily for us, we have a super duper easy way of dealing with them that I'll show you soon. But we have the main entrance on the northwestern side. That's going to cause all of the land orcs to walk down this path. For whatever reason, this area is full, like, it's a grate, and we can't build on this for some reason. I guess just to make things even more difficult, but keep that in mind with your trap placement. On the northeastern side of the map, we have a row of flyers. This is a single row of flyers. And on the southeastern side of the map, we have a double row of flyers that are going to be coming out this way. One from this side and one from this side that we're going to have to contend with. My original strategies built up barricade lines up here. We've done this before where we make a single line. We have some pretty good wall traps and try to keep everything at bay. That was working just fine. However, it was too slow for the part-time, so we had to move stuff up a little bit. Speaking of that part-time, it is 8 minutes and 15 seconds, not the 6 minutes that I said earlier. For this level, we are going to use the stone staff. The right click on this is so incredibly strong. I'll show you why shortly. We're going to use the fear jar mainly for the first round when our defenses are pretty limited, but also if you get meleeed by anything, it just crowd controls them, which makes life pretty easy. The right click of the stone staff is going to be paramount. It's so important for our strategy, so making sure that we have plenty of mana with the mana return trinket is going to be really good. Archers! I know there's a lot of archer fans, and we're going to have a ton of these bad boys by the end of the level. Barricades, single barricades with the damage resistance is what we're using, and we're going to start our barricade line right about here, just making a nice simple elbow on this corner. We have brimstone, tar, arcane dragons that we are going to put on the wall right there. That's a fantastic spot for a dragon. Look at that travel, and then it bounces all the way back here and does it again. That is beautiful. Flowers, but I don't actually think I ever put these down. And then lasers for the ceiling, which we are going to build out from here and go backwards. The reason we're building there is because our laser line cannot actually extend onto this tile where the pillar is. So this is our designated kill box. It doesn't have a ton of damage in it yet, which is why round one's a little sketchy, but we should be totally fine. Without any further ado, let's get ourselves into round one.
When have I not been ready?
At the start of round one, we're going to stand on these, I don't know what these are called, platforms, these wooden platforms on the northeastern side of the map. These flyers, as they're moving towards us, will take a while to get to us, and we have plenty of time to just line up our shot with the stone staff to finish them off. And that should be the only flyers we get out of that side. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have these ice flyers. And yes, indeed, we use the right click of the stone staff to turn them into stone. Turns out it's a little difficult to be airborne when you can't flap your wings. And that means that all of those flyers in range of our right click are about to meet a swift end on the concrete. It is such an easy strategy. It works so well, but your mana is so important, which is why we are bringing that mana trinket with us. The rest of these enemies simply walked into our trap gauntlet here, if you even can call it a gauntlet, and we just right click with the stone staff to finish them off. I'm gonna grab this potion, build one more laser up here, build one more arcane dragon over there, and start to place our archer line in here as well. I'm thinking back here is probably gonna be my best bet. Let's go ahead and place 3 archers. Meanwhile, at the northeastern entrance, those flyers grouped up perfectly for us to just freeze them. Take down that threat, no problem. And the other lane has multiple hellbats coming out of it this time. Again, as long as we're in position, the stone staff will do its job. As the ogres hit our laser line, I'm just going to hit them with the fear so they walk back the other direction. This will buy us a little bit of time where we can conserve our mana before we have to start spending it again. And as they re-enter, as whenever we get a group right here, boom, right click, keep them there. The most important person for us to keep inside of this laser line is the armored ogre here. The added damage of lightning from the lasers helps to cut through his armor a little bit faster. And I'm just going to permanently keep him CC'd. He is not going anywhere. This is worth all of our mana. Now, let's go ahead and add in. Do we want one more barricade, or do we want to maybe add in a little bit of crowd control here? Let's put in a line of tar and a flower on this side. One thing we need to pay extra special attention to on this particular round is we're looking for a circle on the map, so an ogre that is not moving over on this line here. If you see that, that means there's a ogre mage killing your archers. And as you can see, they're kind of susceptible to damage at this point. That's the ogre in question right over there. We may lose some archers here. That's not a big deal. As long as this guy doesn't get through, perfect. We can replace them at the end of this round. No problem at all. That is kind of the main reason we haven't built up a ton of archers yet, because at this point they are kind of disposable. But we will be adding more and more and more as the waves increase. The most important thing for us, once again, is to make sure that we're using our stone staff inside of the lasers. That's where a lot of our damage is coming from, also with the arcane dragons there as well. There are 2 enemies left over on the other side. Let's finish them off, turn around, sell these archers, and replace them again. I am using the archers that heal up over time, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And we're going to add a nice cluster of archers right here. They will be able to fight back against most of the enemy orc archers on the other side completely by themselves now. But we are going to get these null grenadiers that we want to make sure do not blow up our entire archer line, or our barricades for that matter. Those guys actually throw a ton of projectiles, and you need to watch out for them. Keep your eyes glued to your minimap to stay updated on anything that's going on, but this is when our strategy is starting to submit a little bit over here. There is a null grenadier over here. 1 freeze should be enough to take him down if I can land literally any of my other shots. Don't you dare hit my archers. And one of the nice benefits of the archers here is they actually draw the attention of the flyers. But because our archers are spec'd in a way that they recover HP pretty easily, even if they take damage from the flyers, they're going to be totally fine. They will keep trucking along, no problem. We hit round 5 with 3 minutes left on the part-time, so we're doing pretty good. We're going to continue to add in our archer lines here. So that is a full walkway of archers here. Grenadier on the other side. Let's get some free damage on him as he's moving around. You can see he's targeting our archers. If you want to avoid that, simply don't build these last 2 rows here and they won't be in range. However, that's not really a thing I'm afraid about anymore because they have so much firepower and so much healing. If they take a little bit of damage, that's not the end of the world. And that leaves me to defend against any flyers that might happen to slip past our archer line. We also have some more grenadiers spawning in right now. Let's make sure these archers are protected. 1 more freeze should do here just fine. I'm actually going to move up and drop a fear here as the earth elementals are starting to group up a little bit. That fear probably not necessary, but it keeps them moving through the trap gauntlet, taking that damage from the laser. And now that we have some extra money to spend, I don't want these guys to be able to group up here anymore either. So let's add some incentive for them to keep moving with some arcane dragons on pretty much every wall. This is the final round. We have 1 minute and 55 seconds to get through it. I'm going to camp this corner and wait for flyers to get in range of my stone staff, and we'll just take them down like this. Nice and easy. It took a couple tries to really get this strategy ironed out, and we are nowhere close to getting a high score on this level. Maybe I should have said that at the beginning. This is not a high score strategy. I don't know what a high score strategy would be here. I'm actually at a loss a little bit, but this is an easy strategy. As long as you have decent map awareness and the ability to move around, that will secure you that perfect rating. I tried putting in some UFOs instead of these lasers, and it does control the ground units a lot more. Oh, notice the circle not moving. I should have noticed that sooner. That's an ogre that was killing my archers. Again, it's the last round, so it doesn't matter. I tried the UFOs, but they didn't have enough kill power to actually kill these guys fast enough to meet our par time. But with the addition of the lasers and that extra electricity damage eating away at the giant ogres, and that is going to do it. 448,000 is not very high, but we do achieve the perfect 5-score rating on the level, also beating part-time. Where does this put us on the global leaderboard? Ooh, 2.6 million. A few 2 millions there. No clue. No clue. No clue how they did it. I said to find me, but I don't think it did it. Oh, we're 920. We made it into the top 1,000. Oh, I figured out what this means. If you click find me and it doesn't show you on the list, that means they just removed a cheater and you moved up a slot. So that literally just happened. At least I think that's what it means. That's going to do it for today's episode. The second campaign off to a great start as we clear it, no problem. I have no idea how to do any of these other levels, so it's going to take me some time to figure out. But thank you guys for being here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll be back again soon, hopefully, and I'll see you guys again then.